Part 3 is the stimulation of the clavicle, and then we'll move into the platysmus muscle. So let's go ahead. Let's start on our left side. We're going to find the sternoclavicular notch. So it's that little horseshoe, and then you can go over and you can find that little bump on your clavicle. Let's go over just a touch more laterally. Apply the ball, hug it to your clavicle, and just breathe. One more nice big breath, please. So what we're going to do now is we think about under the clavicle. We're going to drop the ball a little bit down, connect it in, and then traction upwards. Again, it shouldn't be surface. You should really want to try to get connected deep within. So again, I connect the ball, I traction upward. So underneath your clavicle, obviously you have subclavius, but again, we're really, really trying to work. We are stimulating direct muscles, absolutely, but we're stimulating bone. We're really focusing on that. And as a result, you get a good fascial release as well. Now, so I went on the clavicle, I went under, and let's go all the way on top of the clavicle. Here you have your SCM muscle, sternocleidomastoid, and it connects here. So let's go ahead, let's put it on top of the clavicle. Again, I'm going to connect it and I'm going to use the weight of my arms to pull down. So this doesn't require a lot of effort. I could even do it with one hand, but it's really easy if you just connect it to the clavicle and then you let the weight of your arms pull down. And then let's do all of that from the beginning. So again, find the edge of the clavicle, hug it in, take a couple deep breaths. One more. Drop it down underneath the clavicle, connect it in, traction up. If you do feel like you lost the connection, perhaps the skin is a little moisturized or you feel like it's slippery, again, try again. Connect it in, traction up. And then let's move on top of the clavicle. So same thing, on top of it, traction in, traction down, I should say. And release. Let's do another spot. You can already see how much more relaxed that is. So as we are pulled down here, as things are tighter, as there's impact in the bones, of course that's going to affect our face. How can it not? So let's move it out laterally to the clavicle and just do the same process. Connect it in, breathe. Again, I'm not clenching. I'm not squeezing here. I'm just hugging it. I've got energy in my hands, that's for sure, but I'm not creating a whole lot of tension in the body. And this is the real beautiful thing that you're going to figure out as you do more and more of this work is how to be energized in your hands without tensing your body. Okay, I'm going to drop it underneath the clavicle. Again, you can probably feel that things are a little sticky here, so you can feel why we're doing this. Again, drop it down, connect it in, traction up. And it might feel a little bit stingy or burny, and that's totally normal. Okay, place it on top of the clavicle. Again, traction it in, connect it into you, traction down. Again, if you lose it, if it slips off, try again. Get that connection again, pull down. You can do this as long as you like. You can do this as many times as you like. Stimulating the bone is one of the most important things that we do. Let's do it one more time on this lateral side of the clavicle. So hug it in. What a beautiful way to calm your nervous system. Drop it down, connect it in, traction up. I love in class speaking about how we articulate at the front ribs. We always think that the ribs are moving. And yes, the ribs move at the spine, flexion and extension, lateral flexion. But in terms of breath, in terms of the articulation, it's happening here at the sternum. So we need to be very aware of this area. Okay, go on top of the clavicle, head is on straight. And then again, Connect in, traction down. And then for a little added bonus, if you just want to find the top of that humerus, you can drop your left hand and you can just traction that ball in the direction. You can look to the opposite direction and really enjoy that length. Excellent. So of course, let's do it on the other side. So once again, find that sternoclavicular notch, move to the side. I'm moving to that right side of the clavicle. I'm going to move a little bit more. Again, place the ball to the clavicle and just breathe. I just busted myself clenching my jaw. So again, I'm really going to have to remind myself, place the tongue to the palate, breathe through the nostrils. Drop it down. Again, you can feel that subclavius. Connect it in, traction up. So you can do this on the plane. You can do this while you're watching a movie. Once you learn the routines, they're yours forever. All right, let's go on top. Same thing, connect it in, traction down. I'm using very little arm effort. Like I said, I'm letting the gravity of this pull down. And yes, I've got energy in my hands, but it's nothing that would create a lot of tension. Let's do it all again, shall we? So once again, find the clavicle, connect it in, and just hug it. Recalling that when we increase the blood flow to a bone by the vehicle of the ball, we're increasing that bone quality. One more. All right, let's drop it down. Again, connect it in, traction up. One more. And go on top of the clavicle. Same thing. If you ever feel tight here, you can also just grab sternocleidomastoid muscle, SCM. You can grab it and just let it release. That's a nice thing to do if this does feel a bit if this does feel stuck here. So again, I'm connecting it in and just tractioning down. And then let's release. Go out laterally and perform the same thing again. Same thing. Now, even though it's tempting to want to turn the body or turn the head, don't do it until that very last moment. So once again, connect it to that lateral clavicle. I'm connecting the ball to that edge of the clavicle and just breathing. Sometimes the tissue needs a little bit longer, the bones as well, just to soften, and all you do is wait. Which is, again, part of why this work is so magical, because it's slow. All right, take it down below the clavicle, connect it in, traction up. One more. And let's take it on top of the clavicle. Once again, connect it in, traction down. And just like the other routines you see, once we get it, they're highly repetitive. Which again, when I say things, as you're doing this the first time, you might think, doing this on the plane, are you crazy? Or doing this while I'm watching a movie. But the more you rehearse and the more you learn these things, they will become second nature. And then you can, pull up to the movie theater with your Yamuna balls. Why not? Okay, once again, one more spot. So again, at the clavicle, connect it in. I never travel without at least the black balls. I do like to travel with the face balls, definitely. They're just so easy to travel with. Okay, let's move it down, connect it in, traction up. Oh, so what I was talking about before, how it feels, you might have to soften it around. It softened right away. So as soon as I traction up, everything just went, okay, we're relaxing now. That's what we do. Beautiful. Go on top of the clavicle. Same thing. Connect it in, traction down. Again, if things feel sticky, definitely you can try again. You can readjust the position, but breathe deeper. It really is about connection. Like so many things in this life, we're striving for connection, right? So it's when you work with any of the Yamuna balls, face balls or the gold or the blacks, you're looking to connect with the ball. Okay, drop the ball to the clavicle, move it out laterally. I'm going to extend my right arm. You can't see it in the shot, but I'm extending my right arm just to my side, sort of Vitruvian man style. And then I'm going to traction the ball in the direction of that armpit. Now I can look in opposition. One more. Excellent. So for the next one, you're going to be prone. I'm going to walk you through it, but of course, I'm going to be in the seated position. So we are going to find the platysmus muscle on our left side. So you are going to lie prone. You're going to place the ball rather between clavicle and mandible. What we're looking for is that little right angle in the mandible. So go ahead, lie prone. You're going to gently, ever so gently, I like to call it the Sears Portrait Studio look, just a gentle turn of the head to the right. So you're prone, meaning you're facing down. I place the ball between clavicle and mandible. And then I'm going to also make sure that the throat does not get affected by this. And then we can just lie down. And again, breathe into it. We can do the micro shifts that we just did to the clavicle. So let's go ahead and do that. Pull down on the clavicle. And this gives you a good opportunity to sort of turtleneck and stretch your neck out a little bit. And now you can traction up on the mandible. Again, place it in the neck. Pull down on that clavicle. Turtleneck your head, so stretch it out and away. So do you feel how the neck is lengthened here? And now using those fingers, traction the ball upwards in the direction of that mandible. So for me, whether I'm seated or I'm prone, I'm pushing with the thumbs and I'm pulling down with the fingers in order to get that traction in the direction of the mandible. And let's release it. Oh, wow. Just by doing that, it's so much more relaxed. So let's go ahead. Let's do that right side, please. So gentle Sears Portrait Studio turn. Again, place that ball in the platysmus. You probably haven't heard a lot about platysmus. And again, I'm going to let the tissues soften. Got to give these time. And while you're prone, don't hold tension in your head here, yes? Breathe like your head is a hot air balloon, like it's just floating. So depending on what you're feeling, it might take you a little bit longer to relax on a certain side. And there's nothing wrong with that. You might have noticed in the video that I stretched a little bit because I could feel the platysmus and even that sternocleidomastoid relax a little bit. So, okay, let's do the detailing. So traction down on the direction of your clavicle, just like you're pulling down. Your head's totally relaxed. I'm going to turtleneck, so I'm going to stretch that mandible out and over, and then I'm going to traction upward. Feel all that sticky fascia Again, all of that is going to pull the face down. Be careful of clenching your teeth together too much. If you notice that you're clenching, again, place the tongue to the roof of your mouth and focus on your nostril breathing. Pull down again so that the ball tractions downward on the clavicle. As I feel this loosening up, again, I can stretch that head and sort of, I'm thinking of myself like a turtle, especially when you're lying prone. You really do feel that sort of turtle motion. And then again, once I've got this, once this has softened, traction upwards. For me on this side, I didn't get it. You probably saw that in the video. I didn't get it. So I'm going to try it again. And again, I've been at this. So please, you will have to make readjustments as you go. Okay, so I'm finding platysmus. Recall in the other sections, the right side is my tighter side these days. So I'm having to spend a little bit more love on those sides. Okay, so I'm going to pull down. I'm going to stretch the ball out and over. And, oh, there it is. And I'm tractioning up. And I'm breathing. And I was feeling a little bit of a headache earlier. And then, of course, putting two and two together, that there might be a link between the tension here. But like I said, don't resist. What you resist persists. And let go. That feels so good. Take a moment to relax. Take a moment just to release. And then we'll move on to the mandible. So lie down. Place the head ball again at the occiput. It's always there. And then recall that as we do our mandible, we're going to mirror with our other hand. So let's go ahead. Let's start it at that right angle. I'm going to just connect the ball into the mandible. Again, we're lying down, so we're lying supine. So referring to that you're lying face up. The head ball is supporting you, so your chin is tucked, your head is on straight. So I'm going to connect the face ball to that mandible, and then I'm going to mirror that on the other side. I want to feel like I'm pulling it forward, just gently. Don't go hard on this one. Because if we've all experienced one time or another about jaw clicking or tension grinding, this is not something that we're encouraging. We're being really gentle here. So we started here. We're going to move it down. All I'm doing is finding the edge of that mandible, connecting it in. I'm mirroring what I'm doing on the other side, and I'm just slightly pulling forward. So as our teeth lose bone density, I'm so sorry. Obviously, it has an effect on the visuals of our jaw. And a lot of times, especially all of these muscles here, the pterygoid, they pull the jaw back. So we're just encouraging a gentle forwardness. Okay, let's go to here. So you're not quite at the chin. We're just connecting it in. Again, head is tucked all the time. Chin is tucked, head is on straight. Connect it in. Let go. We clench so much. Maybe, just maybe, you can just let that mandible where your bottom teeth are, maybe it can just slide forward just a touch. But again, don't force it. Move it to the chin, so just that left side of the chin. And this is where I pretend like I'm making a beard. You know, when you're in the bubble bath and you take the bubbles and you make the beard. That would be a great thing to do after you watch this video, is take a bubble bath. So hopefully you can feel how much that has softened. You can do this as much as you want. You can release the jaw. But so important, don't go intensely on it. You must be gentle. Okay, let's go on that right side. So once again, I'm going to find the corner of the mandible, connecting in, so medially. Just it's like a gentle connection. And then again, I'm mirroring what's happening on the other side. As you do this more, you will feel that you'll be able to encourage the mandible away from your skull a little bit. But again, we're not forcing. So this is also a good one to do seated because we can go with gravity on this one as we're tucking the chin and the mandible can come forward. So if the ball is sensitive on your neck, this is a great one to do seated. Okay, let's move it. So again, I'm just going to move it down along the mandible. I'm moving my arm correspondingly because we are mirroring. I'm connecting and tractioning. Two more spots. Move it down. Move the hand as well. Connect in. Again, I'm having to really make sure my chin is tucked. Traction in. Beautiful. Last spot. So I'm just on that right side of the chin. Connect in and pull down. Level 2 is where we explore a lot of the intraoral stuff, and we do a lot in the lips and the mouth muscles. And release. Let's finish up the practice. So when we started, of course, we went up the forehead. We finish that exact same way. Always make sure you seal your practice. So once again, find the space between nasal and frontal bone. You're going to go up again 4 spots, forehead 4. It's just as easy to remember. Then just to finish, we're just going to go center, arch, arch. That's it. So I find the under edge of that brow. I go up 4 spots, under edge of that frontal bone, really, and then go up. So let's go ahead. So again, if you've taken your head ball out to have a rest, go ahead, place that head ball, tuck it, tuck your chin, make sure your head is on straight. And this is how you are always going to finish your head work, face work, rather. Never, never, never leave without sealing it. So once again, pinch the ball, place it at the junction between frontal bone and nasal bone, connecting and breathing. Move the ball up, connect in, traction up. This is spot number 2. Head is well tucked. Breathing all the way down to your hips. Move the ball up, connect in, traction up. And you'll see with us letting go of the mandible how you don't get tempted to clench your jaw. Isn't that beautiful? Then go to the hairline. Again, connect in, traction up. One more. Excellent. So we're going to go to the brows. Make sure, again, you've still got your head ball supporting your head. Your chin is tucked. Your head is on straight. So once again, we'll find the arch of the brow. Pinch it really well. Pinch, 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 pinch. Get it under that brow so it naturally lifts your eyelid. You can use one or both hands for this. I like to use both. I like to pinch with my thumb and finger. And I just really like to let all of this soften while I've got energy in that thumb and finger. Move it up. 3 more spots. Connect in, traction up. For the video, I'm just using my left hand, but again, if you wanted to use both, that's totally fine. 2 more spots, please. Connect in, traction. Oh, I lost it, so I'm just going to have to wipe off the ball. Connect it in, traction up. One more spot at the hairline, same as always. Connect in, traction up. If you heard a little mic interference, that was 100% my dog. So let's finish up. Here we go. We're going on that right brow. Like, you can already see the softness. It's just so noticeable, right? It's that the magic of this is that there are massive changes and massive results immediately, but as you keep going and keep going and keep going, the results change, such as me having to, being able to lose my mouth guard, being able to not have gum recession surgery. Those are massive things for me. Did it happen the first day? Of course not. But as I kept going and kept going, I see these results. Okay, let's finish off. So here we go. Finding the frontal bone, pinching it. Again, I like to pinch with both. I connect. So again, pinching with both. I'm connecting and I'm tractioning up. And as you can see, I've been doing this for a little while. Those feelings when you get a spot, it doesn't change. It still is a visceral reaction. But what you do is you learn to breathe into it more. My eye finally opened. It was really sticky there. Move it up, please. Again, connect in, traction up. Two more spots. Connect in, traction up. Nice, huge breaths. Again, in Yamuna, we always focus on our inhalation. Gentle, easy, calm exhalations, because we don't need to create any more grip in the body. Life does enough of that for us. Let's move it finally to the hairline. Again, connecting in, tractioning up. Your head ball is still behind your head with your chin tucked. Your head is on straight, even though it is always tempting for it to veer to one side. Make sure you don't do that. And if you really wanted to just do one more bit up the front, just that extra little encore, you can absolutely do one more pass at the front, going into your hairline. Remove your head ball, lie on your back, feel how good that feels, and let's keep practicing. Thank you so much. Well done.